It's it's just the commitment level, it's the investment level, it's the mentality that's there. Guys want to be here for the right reasons.
That dedication to the game is what the league's athletes represent. We caught up with the Danbury Hat head coach and recently appointed GM Lenny Caglianone on what's ahead for the upcoming season for the Danbury Hat and what it means to him to be able to step into the GM role on this episode of NA Now.
It means a lot. I think first and foremost, I have to really, thank my ownership. I think they see, the investment, the passion, and the emotion that is involved in day to day that I bring, and it allowed them to kind of have that comfort level with me. And there was a lot of conversation about the heavy lifting that needed to be done, and what direction I wanted to bring the program in, and the rest of the staff as well. And I think everything just started to fall into place and come to fruition. So for me, it means the world. It obviously allows me to get my my feet wet in that realm, but also an area that I'm privy to, and I think I excel in. So I'm excited, ready to take on the task, and kind of looking forward to the ability to have more control.
Absolutely. And reflecting on last season with 1 year under your belt with the Danbury Hat what were some of the biggest lessons you've learned through your first season with them?
I think there's a lot to be said about the intangibles of what could be learned throughout the season. Thankfully, in my background, I've learned how to lose. I think it's something that not a lot of guys know how to do. Learning how to lose is something that's not talked about. It allows you to understand that there are going to be bad days. There's going to be mediocre days. But when you have the good days, you learn to take what you can from them and try to incorporate that and inject that more so that you could replicate that. And it allows you to navigate some of the turbulent times that come about throughout the season, and allow you to thermostat some of the interactions that you have with your players when they're on kind of a down spell. So what I think the biggest learning lesson was just navigating the extra odd so many games that I didn't have when I was in the AHL. Right, it's an added amount. It's more time. It's more emotions. It's a bigger gas tank. So probably learning how to reserve some of those emotions, be grounded mentally and emotionally. Stay intact spiritually with kind of your creed and the direction of the room.
Absolutely. And also with last season's roster, it featured 11 athletes securing NCAA commitments and all of your age outs having an NCAA commitment. What does it mean as a coach to see your athletes have those opportunities to go to the next level?
Listen, again, I don't know how everybody's going to respond to this question, but for me, I know it's very near and dear to my heart. Like, I still remember the reason why I got into coaching. It's to guide these guys and to get them to the next level and make sure that they're taken care of. I'm here for the players first and foremost. I want to make sure that all my guys are taken care of, not just my age outs, but getting all those guys to school is an added caveat, because it just shows the investment on our end. Like, just because you're an age out, regardless of where you are on the depth chart, you're still treated the same as everybody else. Like, everybody's treated equal. Same respect to the janitor that the CEO gets, right? That's kind of the mentality and the approach that I have. But to have those guys know that at the end of the season, they can put their head on the pillow at night and know where their home is going to be, and be able to bring the culture and the accountability that we had in our room to that program and have an impact. It's free advertising, I guess you could say. But it means the world. I think a big box that we checked was Luke Golisano. He was a guy who played for me at Applecore. He had played, I think, the season before, a few games with Danbury, obviously not with the staff that we have now. And to see a guy kind of have the humility that he did, and kind of get to work, put his head down, not hold anybody in contempt of his situation, but just have the accountability on his end as a young man, and to see the fruits of his labor come to fruition, come full circle, and secure a spot with Plymouth State. It's like he's the reason why you do it, right? And not disparaging those other guys, but he's not a blue-blooded human being. He's not a guy who came from an overly well pedigree program. He's taken his licks, and he never quit, and he never barked. He never had any disdain for me as a coach when he was up and down the line. Like he's what you want as a hockey player. And to see a guy like him have a home for next year, it's like it puts more wood on the fire. It makes me just want to go after it even more so.
Absolutely. And while still talking about the players, from your experience of coaching and also scouting in the league, what makes the players in the North American Hockey League a little bit different than other junior leagues?
I think it's the standard. I think we as a league do an incredible job at being consistent with our identity, not only as staff members, as a league, as an organization, but what we expect from our players, and what we believe the ground floor of the league is, right? It's it's just the commitment level, it's the investment level, it's the mentality that's there. Guys want to be here for the right reasons. Guys are more pliable and flexible in regards to buying into their identities. There's a certain level of respect that is now absorbed once you get into the league, and it's an incredible intangible and incredible atmosphere that kind of lives in every room where, hey, this is what a player at the minimum is like in this league. So that's kind of the standard and the difference, right, compared to other leagues where you come in, if you do your job and you put pen to paper and you check all the boxes, you're gonna have a commitment at the end of the year, and you're going to be placed, and it's a non-negotiable, right, from a league standpoint, from an organization standpoint, but more so a player standpoint. It's just it's an understanding of what comes with playing in the league.
Absolutely. And Danbury just wrapped up their main camp just recently. What has impressed you the most from the athletes you have seen from that?
I think our free agents, like I was absolutely blown away by some of the commitment level of guys just buying into what we were selling, right? Again, we don't run away from the history that Danbury has had. Obviously, we're understanding. We recognize it. We have to learn from our past, even if it wasn't on our own kind of accord, right? And I don't run away from that. I'm very transparent, very honest human being. Everybody knows that. My brand is face value, and to be able to get on the phone and sell guys who are OJ, CC players, guys like that. Hey, listen. This is what I could offer you. This is what the staff could offer you. We are bought into accountability and culture, and to have those guys kind of be consistent with that and understand that that's the prize at the end of camp. It's crazy to see the commitment. Like I think people are striving and so thirsty for authenticity and originality and solidarity in this turbulent landscape now of juniors. Just the commitment of the free agent guys, like. I was absolutely ecstatic with some of the guys that we had come in, go through the process, not say a word, and be able to talk to them at the end of the camp when we had our team meeting.
Absolutely. Do you have any returners that's coming back to the Hat Tricks this upcoming season? And if so, what does it mean to have some guys on the roster that have that leadership and experience of playing for the Hat Tricks?
Yeah, we have a handful of guys coming back, I think, that are very good focal points for our culture and for our leadership group. Obviously, I'm not going to name every individual, but I don't want to disparage anybody else. But I think for the guys that are coming back, you have Kai Elke, who's going to be our top point scorer returning. I think he's a guy where, again, for me, I really believe in the investment middle ground aspect where we really have to be on a first name basis day to day. Like, I'm transparent. You're going to know who I am away from the rink. You're going to know what makes me tick, what a bad day looks like, what a good day looks like. And to have that middle ground with our returners and have them invest even more, right? It's like, what can I give you even more? A guy like Kai, a guy like Gavin O'Hara, Savante Strandberg, Brendan Boring, Ryan Luco, Ben Dempster, like, just to name a few. Like, you have these guys coming back. They stuck with you in the foxhole last year, whether times were turbulent, whether things were out of our control. Like, to have those guys be like, hey, you know what? We want to be here. We believe in what you want, what you're going to bring us. We believe in the staff. We believe in the investment from the ownership group, and to turn this thing around. It's a big ask from a young man, and to have a collective group of human beings that are going to come back and impactful human beings and that are great character, that have great character. It's just more investment on my. It's like, what more can I give you that I haven't already? So to have those guys back is awesome because it means that when I leave that room, that message is going to be carried when my ears and my eyes aren't there.
Absolutely. What are your big goals heading into this year?
I think it's without a doubt like we as a core identity, we want to make playoffs. I think that we were very close last year. I think closer than they've ever been. I think we're a few pieces away. But for us, it's to make playoffs. But moving away from that, I think I focus on the individual aspect. I know the rest of the staff does. And that was kind of, we did a bunch of hiring for our scouts. And one of the things that we pushed is the individual development plans, making sure that guys know at the end of the day, we have the tools and amenities. We just went out and we got a skating coach. We got a strength and conditioning coach on top of our gym situation. So I got to plug it. I got to plug it. But for us, like it's to just elevate these guys as human beings, let alone hockey players, right? It's to foster good culture and good environment. That's what I want. I want to see these guys grow as individuals. That's first and foremost what we want to accomplish, and to show them that we have the tools to do it. But overall, in a macro sense, want to make playoffs. I think guys are hungry, like the returners. They're hungry. They know we could do it. They know that they're going to have to assume a heavier load. So I don't want to take away that narrative from them. But from the staff standpoint, we want to accomplish the small things, making sure these guys develop as individuals, let alone hockey players.
Absolutely. And the greatest show on ice is quickly approaching as teams are gearing up for the NA Showcase in Blaine, Minnesota. What are you looking forward to most with the Hat Tricks at that event?
I just think the exposure aspect. I think we everybody touches on it, but I don't think we give it enough of love on how important the concentration of so many identities and so many schools are going to be in one building. It is a petri dish and an immediate access of a wide range of hockey players and characters that are kind of at everybody's fingertips. And I'm just so excited to get our returners back out there, because we have done a really, really good job of working with them over the summer, improving individual development plans, things of that nature, but also some of the guys that we brought in. A big piece for us is Evan Dantas, who's coming over from the OJ, and I think he's a guy, he just needs to be put in front of the right people, like pieces like that, just getting our product out there, but also contributing to what our league is and what we want to stay consistent with, and that's bringing the best talent that we possibly can at this level, and delivering it consistently, and being a part of that, and being a driving force in that, being a lead in that. I think that's what I'm most excited for.
Absolutely. And to kind of wrap up this interview, reflecting on last season, what was one of your favorite memories with the team in Danbury?
I think, you know what, it's probably funny to say, but just how we responded off of some of the weekends. I think when we were in the playoff hunt down the run, we were flirting with 3, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. And it was always like this mental game that was so taxing, right? But every day these guys showed up, and it came to a point where I think like we needed a win. We needed to sweep Maryland in Maryland. And, Clint has a well-oiled machine there, always has. And I don't think he gets his flowers enough. But we needed a sweep, and it went into 2 overtime games back to back, and Brendan Boring scores both overtime goals. And it's like, you can't write a better script. And just to have Brendan, who's come back from, a major leg injury, didn't play for the first half of the season, was thrown on my lap by, Mark Latito from the goals, like, hey, this is a kid that I know is going to fit and into your room and be a foxhole guy. Like, just to have that guy elevate his peers and his teammates and show that, like, hey, listen, there are scenarios of like storybook telling. It was great, and it just it extended our hopes in that sense. And ultimately, we fell short. But that big point of the season was like, it was make or break, and just to give us life for another weekend, it was good to see. You see the guys cohesively start to buy into each other more, right? And that makes my job a lot easier. I talk less, and sometimes I talk too much. So I talk less, and to the accountability factor would be like, hey, if Boro's doing it, why can't we do it? And that's where you really see, like, you know the guys that you have in the room when you're popping champagne, not, you know, not in the sense of, you know, when times get tough, because those guys are going to be there at the end of it and go through the process with you. And he, you know, you see those guys just have those kind of images of, hey, this can be possible. This can be tangible. So that was my favorite. That was my favorite moment. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. That weekend was definitely not boring. I remember it very well. It was a really exciting weekend for you all.
Yeah, it was.
But I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today, and I wish you the best of luck with the start of your second season as head coach and now GM.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to seeing you throughout the season.
Absolutely.